What is it? What is it? Happy Saturday, friends. I'll just give it a minute for the crowd to gather around. Time for the crowd to gather around. Look what we have here. A couple of RC boats. Not just RC boats. Not just any RC boats. These are Oxidean Marine RC boats. And not just Oxidean Marine RC boats. These boats are made of carbon Kevlar. We got you is a fully carbon Kevlar animal in a carbon Kevlar gel-coated Dominator. Carbon Kevlar. Carbon Kevlar. So, why don't we start with this Dominator? This Dominator. Let's give it the stage. Oops. Let's give her the stage. I've actually got her sitting on a mini Dom stand. But check her out in all her gel coat beauty. Quasar GPS. I forgot to push that little grommet in. But I've been taking my time with this one. That back end just looks great. Stainless prop, oxy drive, CNC lock nut, nylock. It's quality stuff here. Nothing on the back of this boat needs to be changed. Sometimes I see people on YouTube tripping off the rudder bracket or tripping off this or that or talking about this kind of metal, that kind of metal. There's a lot of unnecessary things that go on in some of these tutorials. And you got to remember that some of these people you're listening to are learning along the way. They're learning while they're telling me what they're telling me. Like the things they're doing, they're actually learning while they're doing it. They're things they've never done before. And then they will tell you that something's a solid rule when that is not the case. You need more experience before you start preaching. Anyway, here is Castle Motor on our SESC, Oxidean by Castle. This thing is going to blast off. I found these while I was going through parts, and I'm going to add them on the back. Just because I like this boat, it's like a show boat. I made it for my buddy. I want to make one for myself. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I made it for my buddy. I want to make it for myself. Make one for myself. It is actually a copy of my 6S Dominator. But, of course, I've hammered mine pretty hard by now. I might even sell it to a lucky contestant for very dirt cheap. Runs hard. It's just used. You know what I mean? It's just been run hard and put away wet a couple times. Now check out this wiring. How neat everything is wired. That is a skill I learned many years ago in setting up RC cars. Setting things up to magazine quality, to show quality. Part of it is in wire management. All those wires are sitting there waiting to go into the receiver. Clean, huh, guys? These bolts are super clean. Yeah, and I got some cool stuff coming for you guys. Trust and believe that. We've got new stuff coming out that hasn't been put out before. And you're going to really love that. And in about a month, I have an announcement to make about a new model. It's actually a model that we already have, but it's going to be a new version of it. Because we intend to dominate the market in these categories. You know, as far as saying dominate the market, that's not for people as consumers to wonder about or worry about. So I probably would choose some better words. I like, you know what I mean? When I was buying this stuff, I liked just being the customer. I don't worry about who makes what or who's rebranding this or any of that nonsense. It doesn't matter. What matters is the part that I'm bolting on to my RC car, truck, boat, plane, or helicopter. I don't care how the guy talked to his wife the night before. I don't care if somebody was tormenting him and he called him a bitch or something, you know what I mean? I'd probably like him more if I seen him do that. I just don't care. I go buy cars, you know what I mean, from time to time. A BMW. I don't know the owner of BMW, nor do I care what he said to his daughter last night or whatever. You know what I mean? That's not my concern. My concern is I want this beautiful product and I'm going to use it. Straight up. Opinions change. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not gonna order from this guy because he voted for Trump. Who cares? That's his life. That's his agenda. You know what I mean? Because things change. Okay, he voted for Trump last year. Last time, maybe he does something different, but none of that matters to me. I don't care who somebody voted for. I hope you guys are getting my point. But voila, here's what's going on here. See, this animal's got no motors in it, but it's got the ESCs bolted and everything looking good, right? You want to know why that's come to be and what's going on here? Take one wild guess. It's because of the wonderful things he does. This one's getting Castle Motors. You're getting Castle Motors. Yep. Castle Motors on the Oxidean ESCs. We have tried this combo and it works great. Oh, yes, it does. In fact, we ran this combo right in front of the owner of Castle Creations at a show. And he absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, this animal's getting Castle Motors. Some lucky, very, 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 very lucky contestant is going to be purchasing this. And believe it or not, it's not going to be for a very tall fee at all. Pun intended. Tall fee at all. Yep. While we're having a good time, let's come on over here. Voila. Help. This boat is ready to ship to the customer. See me getting it ready. All he needed was another set of props that are coming to go in his box, and this thing will ship out. Well, this customer is he's like super cool. He's not rushing, and the fact that he's not rushing is getting him some great results. Wow, that looks so cool. I cannot wait to do this for myself. Look how good the receiver is here. Gotta set that receiver up and stuff. Our layups are solid. Our layups are really good. Really, 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 really good. I'm a little tired today. I drove all the way to LA and back in pretty much one trip. I did stay at a hotel, but that's a lot of driving back to back. I was putting my full-size boat in the shop because I appreciate those who specialize in stuff. I typically work on my own full-size boat, especially my drag boat, but these people specialize in them, and sometimes things come out better when you work with somebody that specializes in these things. Just like I specialize in RC boats. Like the owners of the shop, if they wanted an RC boat, they'll bring it to me. As much as they know about boats, but they know I'm an expert with RC, so for peace of mind, they'll bring it to me. I just love the steering setup on this thing. It just looks beautiful. We're going to be doing more with high tech in the upcoming future. Just please know that. You know what? I'm in a good mood. I think I'll take you guys into the showroom. That's right. The showroom. Here's a Rampage. Rampage. 55-inch cat. She's going to be back on the water very soon. Very soon. Here's my animal. Basic. Nothing too crazy. Mine actually has 2,000 kV motors in it. Snooted, suited, and booted. You understand me? I know, my place looks like a fun house. It is. I'm a toy maker. Like Geppetto. Oh no. I left a bloody rag in there. It was not bloody. It was like from wiping off shafts. Rampage. The steering on that. Look at that steering. Yep. You betcha. Yeah, I'm just chilling with you guys on a Saturday night. Cruising you around. Checking out things like this. You know, just a toy that looks like a real one. That really looks like a real one. You see who that is back there? That's the Intimidator. Dear old dad. Look, it's the Intimidator. Yep. What do we have right chill? Bill Oxidean's personal Magnum 44. I'm going to go back over it. Reconfig. You're cotton picking right. That's the Intimidator. All right, gentlemen. Let's go back to this room. This Magnum. Delightful. This Dominator. My friends love to come over here. because it's RC boat paradise. They can bring their boat and leave with it fixed. Not just leave with it fixed, leave with it running harder. Because they are smart. They are friends with Bill Oxidean. I have over $1 million in boats at any given time stocked up in my warehouse. It's fascinating. I knew things would grow and happen, but the first time I saw $1 million in RC boats, I was very pleased. We're back. We're back to this animal, and again, if you weren't here earlier, this animal is getting 2200 kV castle motors, 1515s, one on each side. Yep. It performs so well, and the sound is amazing. It's just a really smooth setup. I'm probably gonna do like 3 or 4 of these in off-room to some really, really cool customers that like it. In fact, I'm sure a lot of customers will like it. I'll get this thing set up tomorrow or Monday, and probably get it set up tomorrow. Then I'll make a video of it. I'll totally make a video of it, box it up, and get it ready for the first contestant that wants a castle animal. We might just call it the wild animal. And who knows how far I go with this boat. Maybe, just maybe, I'll go in and reinforce the motor mounts. It's my prerogative. That great steering servo. This one doesn't have the upgraded steering horn. Some people like the old Rod's steering servo because it's very solid and direct. There were some goofballs. It's binding. I don't know what you're talking about when you say. I know what binding is, but when you got 2 rods going through 2 tiny holes in the rudder turning, something's gonna touch. And so what it does, the servo's strong as hell. The little touching does nothing. Nothing. Some people just get too technical over bullshit. Pardon my French. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too technical over bullshit. Like, too much extra stuff that absolutely does not matter. And all it's going to be is extra weight and extra stuff to worry about. And extra stuff that's been modified that you're not going to be able to replace or change easily. Unless you go to the nincompoop who... Unless you go to the nincompoop who did this hocus pocus trickery. In racing, I always kept everything basic, bare bones. And I won, okay? It's not just telling you what I did. Yeah, I did this. So what? Well, I did this and it won hard. Smoked people. Gigantic tall trophies year after year after year. At first, when I first started, all I cared about was going fast. That's all I cared about. I wanted to race around the track, but I just wanted to make boats go fast, and I was not a good racer at all. I hardly ever finished any races when I first started. I never would finish. Like, my boat would flip over or conk out or something because all I cared about was speed. Then one day I learned the name of the game. You can't win a race without finishing it. And it actually changed my life a lot. Everything about racing changed my life a lot because I used to make excuses. I used to half-ass things. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, when I was younger, like in my 20s. And what racing taught me is no matter what excuse I made, no matter what I half-assed, the only person that actually won that race is the guy who really did his work. The guy who did his homework. The guy who tested, who went out of his way and got his shit dialed in. and did things thorough and did things right. I tried that and I won a race. And I'd never won anything in my life. You know what I mean? I didn't know what it was like to win a race or a trophy or anything like that. And when I felt that feeling, that was a feeling no one could ever take away from me. And it was a feeling that got inside me and changed my life completely. Completely. Like I was completely broke and poor back then when I discovered this. And once I discovered what it takes to win a race, I discovered that's what it takes to win in life. And so I applied all those things to my real life. I quit half-assing anything. I quit making excuses for anything. I just started doing everything complete and thorough and doing my homework and being about it. My life completely changed. It went from black and white to full color. And for years, my race program benefited from it. And now this company is benefiting from it. And in turn, my customers are benefiting from it. Nothing half-assed, nothing loose, no loose ends, nothing. Just everything it takes to win the race. This one's got the Quasar too. Yeah, like I was telling you guys, that LA trip really wore me out, but I wanted to take a minute to hang out with you guys and show you these neat boats if you wanted to see more of them, you know. Well, I've taken enough of your time on this Saturday night. I'm going to get out of here, but remember, subscribe to our channel. Subscribe. You can see all these cool live streams on a regular.